So, like, remember how a year ago I made a video called My Thoughts on the Power Rangers movie? And I said this is probably not the only video in the series, and I kind of forgot to continue it. Well, here's a second one. My thoughts on Ready Player One, the movie directed by Steven Spielberg that I saw on Saturday, the 18th. No, Saturday, like the 29th, I think. Yeah, Saturday, March 29th. And keep in mind, if the script sounds incredibly stupid, I wrote it at 11 at night after the movie was still fresh in my mind. But let's begin with the plot. Ready Player One follows a kid named Wade Wilson. I believe that's what his name was. And he plays this virtual reality game called The Oasis with a bunch of other people. And then, there's this big race in the beginning that's pretty cool, but then in the beginning, 15 minutes into the movie, he goes to some library for the creator of the Oasis, and he has a bunch of memories, and he's dead, but all of his memories are archived in there, and it's really weird. But then he hears something, he's like, it says something about going backwards, so then he does the race again, and he drives backwards, which really bothers me. No one figured out to drive backwards in 5 years since the race has been open. That's just really bad writing. And keep in mind, I did read the book it was based off of. And it annoyed me then, and it annoyed me most on the movie. But, okay, he gets the first key, you have to get 3 to win, blah blah blah. Very from a lake. And then he becomes kind of a celebrity on the Oasis. He goes out dancing with some. He meets this chick that rides the Akira bike. I don't remember what her name was. Don't roast me. Tell me in the comments if I forgot. And they go to his friend, I think it's like Dee's workshop or something, fix it up, and he also has the Iron Giant, one of the many references of Salts in that movie. And then they find the second key in Stanley in the Shining movie, which I have yet to see. Roast me all you want. And then they find it by accident, and then the big 101, I think, compilation, I just ended up calling it the Wall compilation the whole time, had tried to kill him, and they blew his village up and everything, and then it was weird. But then the girl he was hanging out with in the Oasis, somebody from the group, kidnaps him in air quotes, brings him to their base, and then they find the second key, blah blah blah, and then they get the second key, then that place gets found out by the Wall Corporation, and then the girl gets captured, but then Wade meets up with some of his other friends from the Oasis. There's this really cool ninja guy, and he ends up being a kid. But they get the third key, he wins the Oasis. Yeah, it's pretty simple, and then... Okay, let's move into another segment I like to call... Is this movie really good or just filled with Easter eggs? Ready Player One isn't bad, but it isn't good. It's very meh. I mean, the first scene of the movie has an Easter egg in it. The Wade's car in the Oasis is the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Get the gameplay now? It all makes sense, doesn't it? But it's one of those type of things. There's tons of Easter eggs there. On one of them's Oasis headset gear, there's the Mortal Kombat logo. In the final battle for the Oasis, they have a lot of Overwatch characters in the movie. in the like a brief second, you can see Goku Super Saiyan Blue hair, I believe. But the best part of the whole final battle segment, for me, was when they brought out the Gundam. That was godlike. And it doesn't help that they even recreated the same shot where he's up in the air and he has one of his arms out. Beautiful shot. Hopefully, I'll have an image there, but, you know, I'll probably forget to do it halfway through. But the amount of Easter eggs in this movie kinda is really meant to cover up this movie's very formulaic plot. I can literally make a whole nother video about just the Easter eggs alone, which would be mildly interesting. There's a handful I noticed. Well, I noticed a ton, but there's a handful I thought were cool. Like in one scene where Wade's changing suits to go on a date with the girl in the Oasis, he actually wears the outfit from the Thriller video, the Michael Jackson Thriller video, which was pretty funny. But then there were some very low-key Easter eggs that were meh to notice. In the race scene, you can see Homer Simpson's car, but that race scene just bothers me. It's one of those where you could have some really cool music going to it, but they did it, and I believe that movie had like $150 million budget or more. I'll put something on there if I know how. If I look it up. But Ready Player One, my final thoughts on it, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Decent plot, too many Easter eggs, a handful of fart jokes, and a kick in the dick. Final rating, Ready Player One.